Alright people, welcome back. So in today's episode we're dealing with basically a new version of the problem we encountered last time. Last time we were dealing with the Fibonacci number, now it's with the Tribonacci number. So basically it's the same problem as last time, so we have to calculate the Fibonacci number, but this time this Tribonacci number is basically defined as the sum of the three previous numbers. Okay, so tn plus 3 is equal to tn plus tn plus 1 plus tn plus 2. And then t0 is initialized at 0, t1 is initialized at 1, and t2 is initialized at as 1. Okay, so the first Tribonacci number we can calculate, t3, for example, will be 0 plus 1, which is 2. Okay, now given n, we want to return the value of tn. I think that we can use the same approach, which is, for those who didn't watch the previous video, we simply, so we initialize t0 as 0, we initialize t1 as 1, we initialize t2 as 1. This is the first thing we do. Of course, if our input is less or equal than 2, then of course we can just return, so of course, okay, first of all we have to initialize the list, so t is going to be 0 times, and then n plus 1, we add the plus 1 because we started index 0 and we want to return index n. Okay, so we need to do that for like from 0 to n to index n plus 1, which is going to be tn. Okay, then if n is less or equal than 2, okay, so t0 is already calculated, so it doesn't matter because t0 is already updated. Then t1 is equal to 1 and t2 is equal to 1. Now, if n is equal to 0, then we return 0. If n is less or equal than 2, we return 1. Okay, this is to prevent ourselves from throwing out errors related to the fact that we try, for example, let's say that n is equal to 1, then we try to access t2, but this doesn't exist. Actually, with n plus 1 it could exist, but to avoid any problems, let's add this if statement, and then we have t1, t2, and then once we have defined the first three numbers, we can just do a for loop. So we can say, for example, for I in range, and then we can say n plus 1. What we do is to simply say, maybe better if we start at 3 or 2. Not 3. So ti is going to be equal to ti minus 1 plus ti minus 2 plus ti minus 3, of course. And then in the end, we just return tn plus 1. And that's it. Let's see if it works. Of course it doesn't. Okay. Okay, of course, because we want to take the nth plus 1 element, but to access it, we need to use index n. This is absolutely correct. And it works. For n equal to 4, okay, so for n equal to 25, the output is the same, so we can expect the algorithm to be correct. And it is correct. Wow, guys, I am super excited by the fact that we were able to solve also this problem. Again, as the last two problems, this was an easy problem, so we still have to see how dynamic programming looks like in a medium problem, but I think we will find out very soon in the next episode. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this video, and see you in the next episode.